What's up, everybody? Ty Bartellin with another edition of Coach's Corner. This time we head across state lines to our friends over at the Keystone State, home of the Beaver Bobcats, with head coach Suze Pollins joining me today of the volleyball team. Coach Pollins, how we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good as well, and I know those Beaver Bobcats and that volleyball team was doing really well last year. And there's got to be a lot of excitement surrounding this group and what you're returning this year. For those who may didn't tune in or maybe didn't know a lot about Beaver volleyball last year, give like that synopsis of last year's run and how everything went for the Bobcats and how much success you guys were able to experience.
Yeah, I mean, last year we knew coming in we had a lot of talent, young talent, older talent. Going into the season, we definitely made goals for ourselves that we wanted to win our section, make it to the district finals, and hopefully make it to the state finals. We obviously were able to go undefeated in our section. It's the second year in a row that we were able to do that. We made it to the district finals for the second year in a row as well. Moving up from 2A to 3A, which is a pretty big jump because Beaver's kind of small. We're on the smaller side for 3A. But making it back to the district finals again and then not winning it. We played hard. We fell a little bit short to Mars. And then, we kind of regrouped, reset, and then made a run in the state playoffs and made it to the state semifinals again for the second year in a row. And again, we fell short to Mars, who has a great program as well. But, we're definitely using that as fuel to the fire for this upcoming season.
How much do you think that experience is going to pay off? You talk about just having these experiences, and I mean it's heartbreaking falling short too, but still having some experience is better than no experiences at all. And those are deep runs and extra games played in high intensity environments. That has to be a benefit to your team, no?
Yeah, I mean, we have 8 starters returning. We had 3 seniors that played a big role last year, but our setter was a senior. But we are lucky enough to have a sophomore setter step in. She played right side for me last year, but she's going to take over as a starting setter for our varsity. And what a lot of people don't know is my 5 seniors and my sophomore setter have been playing club together since my senior's freshman year. So they've been very, together throughout the entire high school and club seasons since year one, which is, now year 5 with them together. So it's been they gel very well, and we add pieces that, we have a couple juniors and sophomores that will step in as well. But yeah, we have a lot of talent coming back, and we have a lot of experience. 5 of my seniors, they all have started varsity since freshman year. So this is their year, and they're ready to take it all.
Well, we've been kind of dancing around and beating around the bush with this team. Why don't we go ahead and do a little meet the team segment to introduce us to some of these big names that are coming back? And I know I have a couple questions on a couple of these girls.
So my senior class includes Kaylin Conley. She's a middle outside hitter. Lainey Malabavich is a middle for us. She is committed to UVA Wise. Aubrey Bumbliss is a 3-year starting libero. She's committed to University of Pennsylvania. Jaden Brown is one of my outside hitters, and Anna Vinapal is another senior. She missed most of the season last year with an ACL tear, so she's back and ready to come back stronger than ever. As well as I have a junior, Kaylee Kissling, who was a middle hitter for us that started last year as a sophomore, and then Kaden Blinn, who is a upcoming sophomore who will be my starting setter this year.
You talk about like offense on overload, right? I mean, there are so many girls that you can turn to that it seems like you're just confident. I mean, Connolly's stats are impressive, but I mean, you look at the stats overall of all your girls too, and how they're able to rack it up. Their hit percentages are phenomenal. Their kill percentages are phenomenal. What's it like to be able to coach such a talented group of girls?
Yeah, I mean, it makes my life a little bit easier. Because we were definitely able to spread out the sets, and any given night anyone can have a big night. Kaylin's definitely the player that everyone knows, and but Kaylin's definitely the star of the program, but Lainey is like right behind her. Jaden and Anna, they're small. I mean, Jaden's only 5'3", but she can get up and put the ball away. And our younger girls as well. Like they're in practice with the seniors, and they learn and they get better every day. And our offense is really hard to compete against when we're on all cylinders.
When you talk about the team this year and when you're bringing back as much experience as you are, do things kind of change? Do you develop new things? Do you incorporate new things, or do you kind of just perfect things that you guys already do well?
We definitely talk about like perfecting the small things. I think last year we kind of, you know, we talk about taking one day at a time this year. I think sometimes we got a little bit ahead of ourselves. Um, but yeah, I mean, just kind of perfecting our offense, getting a little bit more sound on defense. But at the end of the day, these guys have been playing together since seventh grade, so they kind of know what it takes, and they've been very successful since middle school. And we just tell them like play together, play for each other, and everything else will handle themselves.
When you talk about things last year that maybe could have gone your way, things that could have been done differently to go your way, what are some takeaways from last year that you're hoping to see improvements on this year so you guys can try to take that next step?
Yeah, I think mental toughness is a big thing. Just going back to the district finals last year against Mars, we kind of were back and forth, and then just like errors that we usually don't do kind of got in the way. And that's when the mental toughness comes into play. When it's 24-24, we can't make easy errors that we usually don't do. When you're in those games, the the game's on the line, and we're not winning 25-10, so we can't make easy mistakes. We have to play sound volleyball and control the controllables.
So we talk about this schedule this year. Why don't you go through the schedule and highlight some games? I know that September 30th one I'm definitely excited for.
Yeah, talking to my AD and stuff, we wanted to make sure that our non-section schedule was really tough. In Pennsylvania, there's 4 classifications, so right away we're getting teams like Upper St. Clair and Peters, who are 4A teams that have really been successful in 4A. We play Oak Glen, West Virginia, who obviously is a very talented West Virginia program. I have a lot of club girls that play for me from there, so we get them non-section right away. Uh, we have Oakland Catholic, who's another 3A program that's really talented. Um, Mars, who again, like everyone, I think Mars and us have that circled on our calendar. Last year we were able to have them come in, and we, beat them in 3 last year. We'll play them in our MAC tournament that we host. So we'll see them a couple times before we go to playoffs. So I know they're going to be talented again as well as us. So it's going to be a back and forth battle.
Talk about your volleyball journey a little bit too. What got you started in the sport and what's kept you coaching all these years?
Yeah, I mean, I've played forever. I started in fourth grade at Catholic school, and went on to Seton LaSalle, which is a Catholic program in Pittsburgh. We were really, really successful. And then I went on to play at University of Pittsburgh Greensburg for a year. And then I transferred to Bethany College in West Virginia. I played there for a year. Injuries got in the way, so I kind of hung it up as a junior in college, and I didn't want to let it go, so I immediately was able to get into coaching. Um, my mentor let me come on as a volunteer when I was in college, and then I was at Cannon Mac High School, which is a 4A school in Pittsburgh, for 6 years. I did boys and girls, and then I've been at Beaver ever since. And honestly, it's the best district and program I've been a part of. The kids are great, families are great.
What's something knowledge wise that you've gained as a coach that you wish you had as a player?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of learning how to deal with adversity. I've had girls go down with injuries. I've had girls step up. As a player going down with injuries, it's a lot harder, and you take things for granted. So, kind of helping these girls learn how to deal with adversity when things get tough. Like you have to push through. You have to be mentally tougher.
I know you can't do it. You're on your own too, and it always takes a good staff, a good group, a support of people around you too. Shout out those support systems, and shout out that the assistants too that are going to help make this program go this year.
Yeah, Jess Samuels is my assistant coach. We've been together ever since I was hired as the head coach. Um, Her and I do middle school in the spring as well together. Um, she played at the perennial North Allegheny and went on to play at Clarion, and she's so knowledgeable and like is such a great support system and helps my JV get ready for the varsity level. She's honestly one of the best assistant coaches. She could definitely be a head coach at a lot of programs. And then Kurt Langtot, he is another assistant coach I have, not primarily volleyball as his like coaching job, but he's my strength and conditioning coach for the girls. Honestly, ever since we hired him on, he has like transformed these girls into college athletes. Like they're in the weight room 4 days in the summer, as well as open gym 4 days in the summer. And then he has them working out before practices and stuff and keeping them healthy. And honestly, it's been one of the best things to get for our program. He does it with a lot of the Beaver area programs with athletics. So he's been a huge help with gaining our success.
You talked about your middle school volleyball coaching experience too. It's funny because like me just coaching my daughter's softball team, I go from one season, beginning to end of the season, and see growth, and I'm extremely proud. So for you, seeing some of these volleyball players from middle school all the way through high school senior year, how proud are you to see that growth and be able to have like a hand in that development all the way through?
Yeah, ever since I joined the Beaver staff, I was like, I will do the middle school. Like most coaches kind of shy away from it, but I always say it's like my baby. Like I want to do it. I want to be there. Like people are like, you do that? Like you're nuts. Why you do it? But like you said, like I watch them from 7th to 12th grade, and it's like, the development is crazy. And like what we teach at the high school level, I teach the exact same thing at the middle school level. So like, I every year I let the top 8th graders come on and be managers for my program and let them come and train with the varsity and stuff. And it's just like it's a great family atmosphere because like the older girls, like if we didn't have this middle school program and stuff, like the older girls wouldn't get to know the younger girls. So like the older girls, like the seniors this year, I've been with them since 7th grade. So like they know like where they started and where they're at now, and they're like they know how to help the younger ones be like, hey, it'll click, it'll come. And like I said, it's like an honor to watch them grow. And like, my goal is to get them to be able to play at the college level. And 3 of my 5 seniors are playing college volleyball. So like to me, it's like, my God, I look at Kaylin and Lainey and them, and I'm just like, my God, you guys used to be like 6 foot, like baby drafts, and now you're 6'2", 6'3", and you're going to be able to play in college and not have to pay for school. Like it's very prideful.
And you talk about what you've been able to do and being able to get that elbow grease with the middle school too. It allows you to kind of sink your teeth and actually build the culture that you want. What is that culture that you want Beaver Bobcat volleyball to be known for?
Yeah, I mean, we're very, very big on family. From the bottom to the top, like not anyone is treated any differently. We want everyone to be successful. We want it to be a family atmosphere. And you know, they know coming in they're going to be pushed, and there's going to be tough days and stuff. And but at the end of the day, we want to make sure that these kids have a home like outside of their home. And you know these kids stay around. We have open gyms and stuff, and they'll stay around for 45 minutes just talking to each other and in the locker room goofing around. And like it's just a positive family environment, and like they truly do care about one another.
Well, Coach, I know on the YSN family, we have a lot of talented volleyball teams on the network, and you guys are going to be one of them. I'm so excited to see what you guys have in store for us this season and what these girls are going to be able to showcase on that gym floor. Shout out your first game and let them know too where they can catch you.
Yeah, our first game will be on. Oh gosh, how do we know? Let me look real quick.
You're fine. I put you on the spot. I put you on the spot, Coach. That's my fault.
I think it's. I know we have a scrimmage next Saturday at South Fayette. It's like a quad scrimmage. And then we go to Canamac August 23rd for our first tournament. So I know it's like right around there. I think it's 28th, maybe.
Right around the end of August. I know it's a little bit different for Pennsylvania compared to Ohio on the start dates too.
Yeah.
It's a little bit off too, but yeah, we're excited though for it, Coach, and we're so excited to see what these girls and these seniors this year are going to be able to do, taking that next step.
Yeah.
And I know they have some lofty goals too, and I have a little doubt that they'll be able to accomplish those goals though.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Coach, we'll be talking to you again real soon. This has been an edition of Coach's Corner with Suze Pollins of Beaver Bobcat Volleyball.